Here are all the Hasbro Marvel Legends Ghost Rider figures. The first two are the variants from the Terrax BAF wave. The first of the same three figures comes from the Rhino wave. This one is from the Rider series. And the third of the same one is from the Retro wave. Before the Retro wave came out, we have the Cosmic Ghost Rider as well. Of course, before this, we have the three Toybiz Ghost Rider figures. We have the Dan Catch version, and also these two variants of Johnny Blaze. I have this Johnny Blaze version, and this is how he sizes up with the Hasbro Ghost Rider figures. He's definitely smaller and shorter than the rest of the Hasbro versions. First up is this Terrax Wave Dan Catch Ghost Rider. In the comics, he actually has blue flames, but we get an orange variant as well. These two figures actually have a KO version of them. I've done a review of it. I'll put the link to the KO video in the description. The flames are translucent orange and blue. The sculpt on the vest is decent. So are the sculpt on the wrist gauntlets, the chains, and also right to the bottom at the boots. The figure is on a ball hip joint. Here's how the back of the figures look like. And the thing about this figure is that this is the best the arms can be brought to the side of the body. It's mostly because of the trench coat, and this trench coat can be removed. There's a peg at the side and the hole, and at both sides, you just have to remove it. I'm not going to take the trench coat off because it's rather troublesome, but I did a video of them a year or two back, and I took off the vest. Link is in the description as well. And one thing about the head is that it doesn't have the jaw hinge. Overall, these two figures are decent. The downside is that it doesn't have any accessories at all, and this appearance isn't the main appearance of Dan Catch. Next up are these three same Ghost Rider figures. They are the same exact body mold with the same exact head sculpt as well. As mentioned earlier, the one from Rhino Wave doesn't come with any accessories at all. The Rider series comes with the bike, of course, and his chain, and the Retro Wave comes with plenty of accessories as shown here. The Rhino Wave has the chain across the chest in this direction, but the Retro Wave has it in the opposite direction, and this is a separate piece. The Rider Wave doesn't have it. I don't know why. And of course, for the overall color scheme of each figure, it is different. He has appeared in blue, and I couldn't find any comic appearance of him in black and grey, but between the black appearance and the black grey, I prefer the black grey. From the side, the Rhino Wave doesn't have the strip of paintwork down the side of the arms, and the buckle of the Rider Wave Ghost Rider isn't painted. Not sure if it is a defect on mine or if the figure really doesn't have painted buckle for each and every one of them. Here's the back of the figure. There are serial numbers printed on these two, but the Retro Wave one doesn't have it. All three of them come with trigger finger hands. And for the head, it comes down to which one you prefer. This one is actually translucent orange with white paintwork going over it. For the second one, it is kind of off-white with a bit of brownish wash. And the Retro Wave is totally in white. There is a slight problem with my Rider series Ghost Rider. The lower jaw does not align with the upper jaw. Makes him look like a grandpa or something. You can see the first version here is aligned, and so is the Retro Wave one. So I'm not really sure if it's a defect on mine or all the Rider series Ghost Rider have the jaw like this. I mean, look at that. It's really bad. And lastly, for the chain, this is the one from the Rider series. It is totally orange, but the one from the Retro Wave has a bit of gradient to the orange color. And here's the Toybiz Johnny Blaze Ghost Rider. The figure is really small compared to the recent Marvel Legends figures. But of course, the head sculpt is decent. You can see a bit of skeleton on the chest. There is part of the jacket that is kind of unbuttoned. And the jaw hinges as well. And the figure has shoulder butterfly joint, unlike the other three Hasbro figures which doesn't have it. But of course, overall, I still prefer the Hasbro's version. I'm probably gonna let go of this Toybiz Ghost Rider. And finally, here's the Cosmic Ghost Rider figure. The figure is on a new torso, but the legs I think is a reuse of Night Thrasher. The sculpt and the paintwork on the figure is really good. I like how his armor is kind of like roughed up, you know, with all these sculpts on the chest plate. And also, all the sculpt at the back looks good as well. The blue thing on the wrist is not removable. It is a separate piece, I think, but glued to the wrist. And this spiky shoulder pad is attached over here it isn't removable, but you can kind of lift it up. So, it doesn't really restrict the movement, although it does kind of get slightly displaced when you raise up the hands. The helmet is removable, and he looks kind of bald without the flame on his head. The flame on the neck can be removed, and you can't really fit the other heads on this Cosmic Ghost Rider figure because the ball pack is slightly bigger than this one. You will need to Dremel the hole bigger in order to fit it over here. And the figure is on a double ball pack mid-torso joint. When you lift it up, you can see a gap here. So the torso does have decent articulation, except that if you were to bend it too much to the back, you can actually see a gap. Same goes at the back. And lastly, his chain is totally translucent orange compared to the other two, which has the silver at the bottom side of it. And here's a shot of the 3 Ghost Rider bikes that I have. Like I've mentioned earlier, I am missing the Den Catch Ghost Rider. Between these two, it really comes down to your preference which one you prefer. Both the sculpt of the engine looks good, but in terms of paintwork, there's just something about the Toybiz version that makes it look better. Maybe it's the black wash or the way it is painted. It looks better than the Hasbro version. But having said that, the Hasbro version does have good sculpt on the engine. And for the front of the bike, both are comic accurate. Here's a really frontal view of the bike. I have to hold them up. And in terms of making them stand, the Toybiz version has this stand which only flips out to the left side of the bike. And there's actually a hole for you to hang the bike so that you can have that effect that the bike is going down the wall, I guess. The bike doesn't have much movement left and right, and the only detachable part is the front part over here. The flames are all glued to the bike. The handle of the bike is also made of soft plastic. For the Hasbro bike, the stand is on the main stand, which I feel is a bit better, and it has a wider angle of turn for the steering. Quite a number of parts of the bike is detachable. The front, the flames at the front on both sides, and also the flame at the back. So when you strip them of everything, this is how the bike looks like. Yes, the handle can also be removed. And here are the Ghost Rider figures on the bike. It's actually really difficult to make the figure sit on the bike. For this one, the figure isn't really sitting on the seat, because if the figure was sitting on the seat, he cannot reach the handle. And for the Toybiz version, it's rather difficult to make the hands hold on to the handle. I guess for the Hasbro version, you can put one hand on the handle and the other one use it to hold the chain. Lol. And one last thing about the bike is that for the Hasbro version, on the other side, you can see the obvious screws. But for the Toybiz version, this side is clean. On the other side, there are screws, but at the very least, it's at the bottom here. So it is not that obvious. And that brings us to the Cosmic Ghost Rider's bike. No visible screw on this side, but on the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4 visible screws. The bike has a stand, which is this clear plastic stand. I've seen some mods where people put light inside here to make the bike look awesome. There are 2 slots here for you to mount the gun. And the Ghost Rider figure can sit comfortably on the bike, like finally. So these are the 6 Hasbro Marvel Legends Ghost Rider figures and that one Toybiz Ghost Rider figure that I have. Which one would be in your display? For me, the Cosmic Ghost Rider figure is kind of out of the picture. I'm going to let go of that because I'm streamlining my collection. And I think I'm just going to keep the Retro Wave Ghost Rider because it has the most accessory, and I don't really feel like keeping the Rider series Ghost Rider because the figure can't even sit on the bike properly when he's holding on to the handles. And it's not like I'm going to do any ACBA shots or anything, so I'm going to let go of that. And also the Rhino Wave Ghost Rider. Same goes for the Terrax Wave Ghost Rider. So basically, I'm going to let go of everything and only just keep the Retro Wave Ghost Rider figure. For the Johnny Blaze Ghost Rider, which one would you keep? Do share in the comments. Thanks for watching. Do subscribe if my video helps and check out my other videos at my channel.